welcome to the World of DVC Show, episode 46.
That's right. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. We've got an amazing, fun show planned for you this February. We've got all sorts of updates going on with everything Disney that you can imagine. And hey, it's February. It's almost Valentine's Day. So we're going to be talking about some of the most romantic things you can do on a Disney vacation.
I love it. Oh, speaking of, I talked to Annie the other day.
Yeah.
She told me that she made reservations for you guys for Valentine's Day at the beautiful Victoria and Albert's. I'm super excited for you guys.
I'm sorry, Victoria and Albert's?
At the Grand Floridian.
Yeah. Oh, she's already made?
She made reservations.
The reservation?
She told me. Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me see.
Was I not supposed to say anything?
No. I'm sure there's a Groupon somewhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now entering the world of DVC, the ultimate DVC destination where magical vacations meet incredible value through exceptional service. Put in your headphones, turn the volume up, sit back, relax, and step into the world of DVC.
Just wish on a star. Enter the world of DVC.
Oh my.
You wouldn't believe all the behinds of, wait, is it this camera? Or you would have thunk that this was our very first show.
Not our first show. You would have thought it was your first show. But here we are. We've made it. We're here. Hello, everybody. It's Valentine's Day.
It is Valentine's Day, and I would normally like to give you a normal hug like I do per se, but we're recovering. I made it on the other side of an illness, so I have a giant plexiglass shield between me and Carrie right here.
And a lot of hand sanitizer. Thank you.
She's like, stay away. It is Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. By the time the show airs, Valentine's will have already passed.
Right.
So thank you for joining us on episode number 46. I thought it was 56.
That's right. We had to rein you back in.
Mistaken.
Yeah.
Told you. It's all
we should do
here.
something really fun for our 50th, though.
I agree.
I mean, right, have a bungalow party or something.
I agree.
Something's fantastic. Yes, absolutely.
What I have for you, Marissa is not able to be with us today because she's out here coming with incredible new marketing plans.
Yep.
I swear, that's why this company gets better and better. And she's like, I ain't got time for that little show. I got to go do important meetings and whatnot.
You guys, did you?
So she does not get this.
Oh my gosh!
This is for you, Carrie. This is some of the finest chocolates in the world, and because Marissa is not here, this is for Jeff. Too as well. Mm-hmm. Which, Jeff, you can bring it home to your wife and say, honey, I was thinking of you.
Marissa's going to be mad at you for
that show. So,
oh my gosh.
Yes, happy Valentine's
Is
Day.
it Godiva? I don't have my reading glasses. No, I don't even have reading glasses. Thank you, Derek.
It's Godiva, but not spelled like Godiva. It's the finest that I think Walgreens has to offer. When Annie texted me, my wife, from the show last week,
You're so
goes,
sweet.
hey, so should I pick up candies for you to give the girls? And I was like, yeah, that's amazing. And then she came home with these.
Thank you, Annie.
There you go.
That's precious. Thank you, Derek. That's very nice.
Yeah, so we have a wonderful little bit of a Valentine's Day themed show for y'all. So we're going to talk about some really, really great updates, like we said, that Marissa and the marketing department are coming up with left and right and social media teams and everything going on. But we'd be amiss if we didn't address some big Disney happenings that me and Carrie were able to do in the last week. Carrie, yours is still fresh. I could still smell the Magic Kingdom
I'm telling you.
all over you and the Super Bowl champ.
Where do I always go is to Epcot. And this time I ventured over to the Magic Kingdom. So if you watch the show and you know me like you do, everybody knows who my favorite football player is of all time. And he's not in the Super Bowl, but I was watching the Super Bowl because first of all, I love football, but second of all, I was supporting the announcer, Tom Brady. But watching the Eagles win was really just such a thrill. And so we ventured over to Magic Kingdom to see the parade.
You did?
I did. And it was the first time I'd ever done that. And now
awesome.
I wish I had done that when the Patriots won and the Bucks won, but I just had never done it. I thought,
You never went?
No, I just thought, it's going to be
Weren't you
mayhem.
under some sort of contractual law when you were an ambassador?
Well,
that, you had to be there?
No, for some reason we weren't.
Oh,
I wasn't. I know.
Before.
I wish I was because the current ambassadors were there yesterday and they did a whole photo shoot with Jalen Hurts. But so my niece Olivia has started her Disney College program. So she's down from Delaware. And so I texted her and I said, I have a ticket. You want to go? So she's a big Eagles fan because her boyfriend's a big Eagles fan. We're all Patriots fans and Tom Brady fans stuff. But we also love football and the camaraderie of it. So go Eagles, fly birds. It was so much fun. I've never been around Eagles fans.
What? So take everybody through it because I think a lot of people see, of course, I'm going to Disney World.
Yeah, the commercial.
People that happen to be in Florida during that time.
Right.
We're going to go to the Magic Kingdom. Take us through it, because I have no idea. Do you have to get there like at 5 a.m.?
Do you think I would go if you had to get there at 5 a.m., first of all? No.
Tom Brady was there, yeah.
Well, yeah, that maybe I would for Tom Brady. But there's a little sliver of time so that the marketing team for Disney has to get that commercial. Because you win the Super Bowl, you're doing all these interviews as the MVP. Disney has like about a minute and a half, if that, 90 seconds to get that MVP to say, what are you going to do next? I'm going to Disney World. And then they've got to air that fast. So the team is awesome behind the scenes to get that done. But no, we did not get there. The parade was at 2:30. I think we got there around 1:30, 1:45.
Oh, well, that's not bad.
Got a seat right by, or space right by the train station. They started out in Frontierland and came through. All the characters were there with their little sports gear on, and they had cheerleaders dancing. And I mean, there was a sea of green.
Right.
The Eagles fans, I love football fans. Yeah. Because they're diehard. Same with the Patriots, same with the Bucks. Like, it's all the same. But it was so much fun. And he was there. He came in on the tarmac at, I think, let's see, the parade was at 2:30.
Jalen Hurts, we're talking about.
Jalen Hurts, right, MVP.
Quarterback for the Eagles.
Flew in on the tarmac by, I think, 1:30, back over to Magic Kingdom, rode Tron real fast, did the parade, and then left, and I think was on the nighttime shows.
Oh, I'm
that
sure.
Night. Yeah. So it was a whirlwind for him, but it was so fun. It was great. It was fun to see all the cast members were excited, and it's just a lot of energy in the Magic Kingdom. But I did read something funny as I was standing there waiting. I was looking at Facebook, and somebody said, "Hey guys, if you're at Magic Kingdom and you're not an Eagles fans, now's the time to go ride all the attractions because everything's open because nobody's at them. They're all at the parade. So it's still a good time to go to Magic Kingdom, during the Super Bowl, even if you're not a football fan, because you kind of contain all those people in the front, watching this great parade. But it was so much fun, and it was wonderful. So cool. And then we did a Magic Kingdom day. My parents are also visiting for their winter break, and my niece is here, so we did a whole Magic Kingdom day last Friday, and that was awesome as well.
So I had to go to Epcot to cover for you, apparently.
I know. My status at Epcot has dropped because I haven't been there for a little while. But
they have emergency meetings where the marketing team sits and goes, "Where's Carrie McPherson?
Is her picture up? My picture's up everywhere.
We have too much Vouv left. What's happening? Why isn't she here?" We went. My wife and I went last week for a date day. Went on Wednesday to Epcot for the Festival of the Arts, and it was awesome because we said we got to find time to go. It's our favorite festival of the whole year.
Mine too.
I just think it's just, yes, there's less food than food and wine. But there's the art. Yeah. And everywhere you go, there's such cool
creativity.
Stuff of like, oh, I've never seen this before, versus who on earth is going to ever buy that, versus something small and tiny. So we always managed to find something there, which we did for a good friend of ours.
Oh,
so,
you did?
Yes.
Oh, that's fun.
You're like,
was it that?
Was it like that?
Walgreens chocolate?
Yeah, Walgreens chocolate. But it was great. So if you haven't been, Festival of the Arts, right around now. I think it's the shortest festival.
It is. It's very. I feel like I think Epcot did that as just kind of a filler in between kind of the holidays and President's Day and Flower and Garden and whatnot. Kind of this great little moment in time. But now it's become bigger and bigger because I think if you're a Disney fan, you're probably also an arts fan or a Broadway fan or some type of artist. And so it just is a perfect blend. I agree with you. Awesome. Not as much food and wine necessarily, but there's still really good food there. Yeah. And you can go. They do at the what's that called? The American Gardens Theater.
Oh,
they do the
Broadway
shows.
People.
Yeah, all the shows are there and stuff.
They were doing Sketch a Character, which I
that's fun.
Did not do, but they had like Sketch a Character, and then they have Broadway because you know how much I love Broadway. Can't get enough of that.
Loves a musical.
So, made a beeline straight past that theater during that show.
Did you stop and see a musical? Derek hates musicals because all they do is sing.
Yeah, it's true. I think we've had that discussion on
I think we sang about it one time, actually. Yes.
But one thing I did do, which is funny, talking about last week's question. Look at this segue
my gosh.
here. It was perfect. Last month's question.
Last month's, yeah.
When we asked y'all, we said, when you get to Epcot and you get to World Showcase, that you're staring at, World Showcase Lagoon.
Right.
Do you go to the left and go to Mexico, or do you go to the right and start with Canada?
Right.
I swear, I thought I was going to have to put everybody in timeout. They were very, very passionate in their response.
Incredibly passionate. People were like, "There's no other option. It's this way."
Yeah.
But then I love our audience members who think like sometimes I do. Well, it depends on the day. If I'm coming in International Gateway, then no, it has to be Mexico or Canada. But I do appreciate your thought process because I felt the same way too. I have to pick. So which way did you go? Everyone wants to know.
So we did Mexico.
Left.
So yes, we did. It was weird because we almost did a little bit of the right because that's where some of the food booths were for the festival. Yeah. Kind of up near Journey into Imagination. But when it came to it, we said, I got to get my wife her margarita at Cava del Tequila.
Yes.
So we had to go ahead and start there. So we went over to the left, and I said, I stayed strong.
Yeah.
Going left.
Remember last month we asked two of my very dear friends, my former roommates, Heather and Vanessa, from Canada and Mexico. And I asked them.
Yeah.
And Heather said, I normally will go left and get a margarita. And Vanessa, and Heather's from Canada. And Vanessa said, I go right and I go to Canada. And she's from Mexico. The complete opposite. And to Vanessa's point, she said, you don't start with tequila because your day ends faster.
It was.
So she said, you just make your way around and you end with the tequila.
People were very, very passionate on their
question.
ways of, you have to start a day at World Showcase. You have to go on the Three Caballeros ride and you have to get a margarita. Whereas other people were like, no, you have to start over in Canada because then you can hit France earlier. There was a lot of people big fans of, getting their first drink in France.
Right.
So it was fun.
It's a hot topic.
So we're going to have another hot topic this time in honor of Valentine's season coming up, because we're taping this show and it is February 11th. So by the time it comes out, y'all will have done magical, fabulous Valentine's Day themed, I think. So let's start with...
All the fun holidays are on Fridays this year, too. Valentine's Day's on a Friday. Halloween's on a Friday. I think I heard 4th of July is on a Friday. Anyway, and all the fun holidays are on a Friday, so live it up this year.
I'm off
for
on
Valentine's
Fridays
Day.
this year.
Me too.
So perfect.
So it's great.
So here's our question to you.
Yes.
What is and we're going to go deeper into this on some other Disney topics today on the show, but if it's up to you, you're thinking, okay, it's Friday, it's Valentine's, I want to woo my significant other. What is the most romantic Disney vacation club resort? I was thinking when I came up with this, I go, have we ever had this discussion? And I don't think we ever have.
I think we were going to last year, but it segued into something different, because I do remember we talked about this. Yeah, but we did segue into something different. But it's such a great question, because there is so many locations that maybe people know that it's a little bit unheard of.
Well, because they're all different for different reasons, right? Like, if I'm going to the parks, this is the best resort. Or if I'm going to be doing stuff at night, it's this resort. This is just full on. Let us know. In that YouTube comment, let us know. You can describe it if you'd like, knowing our fabulous audience. I bet you they will give their reasons why their choice is the best. But let us know on that YouTube channel. Like, thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and email us, because that is how someone found out they won $100 last month.
That's right.
Because you got to email us at info@worldofdvc.com. Send us that email. Let us know, again, in the comments, your most romantic Disney vacation club resort.
Yes.
In the comments.
And take your gift card and you can go to one of the restaurants.
Could you imagine? You then win a $100 Disney gift card and you're with your significant other one and you even spring more romance on them. You throw them some Walgreens chocolate.
There you go. That's a date night right there. I mean, come on.
$100 gift card.
What's your first? So what is your first? What is your most romantic DVC resort?
Okay, well, I will just give it a quick little tease. Mine is the Polynesian. That is my choice. It was down between the Polynesian and Vero Beach.
I knew you were going to say Vero Beach.
But I went with the Polynesian because the Polynesian has the beach that you can watch the fireworks at night.
It's true.
What about you?
Yeah, it's always so hard for me to choose these things because there's so many.
You'll be like, I'm going to pick the Polynesian too. Well, and we're both off on Friday.
You want to go? Oh my gosh, that'd be so magical. But no, I do agree with you, the Polynesian. I also think the Wilderness Lodge is so beautiful. Right? Just with the scenery. And there's so many areas within the DVC building of Boulder Ridge.
Yes.
But then with it, where Copper Creek is in the main building, you've got so many little kind of areas in that lobby to go sit and have a glass of wine. The lounge is really nice. But then you're right, the Polynesian with the fireworks. I also think the Grand Floridian. So I cannot win $100 because I can't make up my mind.
Just imagine the people, and I know our audience are pulling their cars over right now, screaming, saying, what about Aulani?
Yeah. Oh, my gosh, Aulani. Well, and then the Beach Club. I mean, I think the Beach Club's got its... Oh, gosh, we're off on a tangent.
Remember it. We're going to head back to it. But first, before we do this...
Put a pin in that.
Before we cover the various romantic topics, we're going to talk about around the world of DVC. We're going to do that. So we're going to start with... DVC resale market. Now is the time.
Oh my gosh,
looking right
this is
at
the
you.
best time
These
of
are
the
the
year.
last few weeks to take advantage of
Red Hot Deals. This is in honor of Valentine's Day, right? Red Hot Deals, right?
I didn't
You get
even
it?
think about
Sizzling hot, red hot Valentine's Day. Yes. So the Red Hot Deals are awesome. And this is where some of the listings, if you see that little red tag there on our website that says Red Hot Deal, that means that is 10% off of what the market value would be of that listing. So it's an awesome deal. It's marked down. It's ridiculous.
And they sell so quick. We've sold
they sell lightning speed
plus
fast
listings over just the last few weeks. And every day, I know you do too.
Yeah.
You have people that say, hey, what happened to this listing?
Yeah.
What happened to that one? Because it says offer accepted or it says sale pending. It's like,
I was on the phone with a guest, actually on the phone, going between 3 different Red Hot Deal listings, and we're going between all 3, and we go back to the original one.
You're watching them disappear.
And I'm watching them disappear. And so we said, we have to make a decision quick. They do go super fast. It's such a great deal. There's no negotiating or haggling because it is 10% off of that price. So if you're looking for a great contract, there's everything from the smaller contracts on up to hundreds and hundreds of points. So take a
end
look
of the
at
month.
this. Yeah.
It expires February 28th.
So we are flying through those. So give our team a call, email. We do our virtual appointments as well. But any one of us can help you with any of the listings that are there. There are some great deals out there.
And I know I've talked with a lot of people, especially after they're kind of hit 2 things about cruises. I had so many folks say that they watched the show last month where you and Marissa were talking to LaToya about swapping your points and Royal Caribbean cruises. They've already swapped their points out.
Yeah.
So they have already gone through, talked with Ellie, our swap advisor, over at the DVC rental store. They've already talked with her. They've got everything booked from 7-night Caribbean cruises to Alaskan cruises using their Disney Vacation Club points.
If you didn't see that show, episode 45, it was our opening show for 2025. It is so worth going back because Marissa blew our minds really with what the point conversion was for some of these vacations, and we kind of guessed what they were, and we were way off with some of what these points were.
Like a couple hundred points for a family of 4.
Oh yeah,
to go on
a cruise. I mean, it's such a great deal. So if you haven't watched that show, it's the first one of the new year. There's just some great deals out there. But head over to dvcresalemarket.com and you can take a look at the swap programs too. And I think DCL just opened up for 2026 bookings as well. So you can get ahead of the game now and start booking your 2026 cruise.
Yes. Because remember, as part of Keyholder Vacations, we've got Be Our Guest Vacations.
Right.
Check them out. If you're itching to go back on that Disney cruise, you got 2 different options. Right?
I'm itchy every day to go on a Disney cruise, Derek. Every day.
Just sitting over here
my
like
favorite way to travel.
Like this. You can, of course, reach out to our awesome partners and friends over at BeOurGuestVacations.com. Reach out to them. The 2026 itineraries just came out. Or again, you can swap your points. So you can work with Ellie over at the DVC rental store as well. So lots of great options to get you either on a Royal Caribbean boat or get you on a Disney cruise line.
Yeah.
And don't tell me there's not a cruise that doesn't work for you. Because last time I checked,
There'll be something.
Disney Cruise Line has at least 37 ships.
Oh my gosh! Now I feel like they do. Right, they went from 4 to 37, something like that overnight. It is really
for
crazy,
everybody out there as well.
We want to give you a lot of different ways to use your points too. So if you're considering DVC and think, well, I don't know that we're going to go to Disney per se every single year, we highly encourage you to look at the swap program because there's so many creative and unique ways to use your points. Whether it's a Universal stay, or Royal Caribbean, or a Disney cruise, Sandals Resorts, Adventures by Disney. There's so many different ways to use your points creatively. So it's just, while we love Disney and we could go to Disney every single year, it's nice to have kind of a, what's that called? Like a repertoire of different types of vacations.
Yeah. And that's what we've been lucky to in 2025. And I think some of you might have met him over on DVC Fan when Grayson was there. He is our awesome new social media manager. He is phenomenal. So when you see all the great content that's coming out on our DVC resale market and DVC rental store cruise page, everything under the sun, Grayson is putting out some amazing comment. And we were super excited when we asked Marissa today. We're like, hey, is there anything else that we want to touch on? And she's like, yes.
Yeah, he's doing something new.
You have to let everybody know that over on YouTube, I asked her, by the time this show comes out, will it be up? And she said, yes, it is on the DVC Rental Store YouTube page, right?
Okay, I think so.
She said DVC Rental Store YouTube page, where Grayson has a new show that's going to be coming out. This is super, super cool. It is called, and I want to make sure I get the What's Brewing.
Grayson's a big coffee aficionado.
Yeah.
And he loves coffee. And so what a better way to say What's Brewing with Grayson, and that you can find that. And he's going to talk everything about the parks, the resorts, DVC. He'll kind of cover
he's
a
going to
lot
talk
of
to
different
influencers.
things. Yeah.
Like, so he's going to be talking to some of the people that you guys, I know you love to watch because you've told us, right? His first group of people that he's going to be talking to and sitting down and having coffee with, that you can watch it now over on that YouTube channel, are Tim Tracker. The Tracker family.
Cool.
So he's going to be sitting down with them, going over some stuff. So again, we're just expanding the reach, giving you fun content in a totally new way. Grayson's got that covered. I'm still asking to get can I do some kind of a thing with beer? Where I could sit down with people and do a beer show. Like, I'd love to do that. Grayson can take coffee. I'll do beer.
Grayson can do What's Brewing, and your show can be called something like At the Brewery.
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah, having a beer with Derek. Don't you want to have a beer with Derek?
Have a beer with members. Like, I could sit down and have a drink or a non-alcoholic cocktail.
Can I come too and have a Prosecco? Because I don't really do beer unless it's like a
So
hard
make
cider.
sure you check that out. We actually have a clip of it right now for you to take a little sneak peek, but it's over there on the YouTube page. Check it out. It's What's Brewing with Grayson.
Yay.
Well, now that you've done all of the resorts, what's your next goal? What's your next Disney goal?
Ooh, Disney goal.
When they open up the Disney Resort on the moon,
we'll be there.
Week 1.
We'll be first.
Yeah.
I would like to see that the storybook living stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
that'd be really cool.
I also had this goal, this dream of mine, was to sail on every Disney ship in 1 year.
That was one of our New Year's resolutions.
I don't know if it'll happen, but my hope is that it will.
We can try.
Do it before they build more.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
It's exponentially getting harder.
I think my goal is let's do it again. Let's start over.
Oh yeah.
Let's do it in alphabetical order.
Oh.
That might be like a fun challenge.
Alani's first.
Alani.
Oh my god.
I mean, unless I'm missing something, that just happens to be that way.
Oh, that's
awesome job, Grayson. Yes.
So cool.
Now I want a cup of coffee with Grayson. Yeah,
I
great
job,
job,
watch
Grayson.
the whole show.
He's great.
Maybe Grayson will want to sit down with us.
We can ask Grayson what his favorite romantic place at Disney or DVC Resort is. Let's ask him that.
That is a perfect segue once again, because that is what we're discussing right now. So everybody,
we're back to the romance. Cue the strings.
Dim your lights.
Light the candles.
Sure. People tell us that they watch this show everywhere from in the gym, listen to it in their car,
while they're having dinner.
So whatever it is you're doing.
Thank you for watching us or listening to us. We do appreciate that. But so back to the question.
We're going to talk about some of the most romantic things
There's
at Disney.
A lot of beautiful things to do for couples. Whether you're newly dated or married for 50 years there's so many lovely
That's
things
what I love
do.
about this discussion.
Yeah.
So many times when people think about Disney, especially, and everybody out there has those friends that are like, what are you going back to Disney for?
What are you going to Disney for?
Are you going to Disney without the kids?
Exactly.
Are you insane?
Which is, to me, the best time to go to Disney is with I love the children, but
it's the best time to go to Disney.
Is.
So that's what I want to be able to...
People don't get that it can be so romantic.
I've
it
always
really
said so
can
many
be.
times, too, it's not just about your rides. It's not about going... You could come here and have a Disney vacation, honest to God, and we do quite a bit, where we don't go to the parks.
No.
Right?
The attractions are great. The characters are amazing. Yeah. There's a lot of magical moments there too, but you can never, and we know, I feel we're preaching to the choir because we know our people, DVC people get it.
Yeah.
And even if you're not a DVC member just yet, but you're peeking in on our podcast, you still get it, that there is so much to do here. Even gone are the days of Pleasure Island, which I wouldn't call Pleasure Island necessarily romantic. It was more fun, but there is so many things.
Especially not on Wednesday night.
I think it was Thursday night was cast member night, wasn't it? Yeah. Because everyone got paid that day, if I remember right. But there's so many romantic things to do.
There is.
And so
let's start with the main one. Let's talk about the big one, because this is the one that we asked you guys to as well. So again, email us info@worldofdvc.com. Let us know what you think the most romantic Disney Vacation Club resort. I had time to think about it one more time, and I'm still going with the Poly. And I'm just going to tell you why. Just because I think at night that there's nothing more magical than walking around the grounds of the original Polynesian with the tiki torches all lit up.
Yeah,
you have the Hawaiian music in the background. Then God, no, come fireworks time, you're able to sit in a hammock or sit on the beach, watch the fireworks, bring your own bottle of wine or whatever you want.
Yeah, it's true.
There do as well. And just to see it. So for me, just from beginning to end, and you throw in now that you have the new tower, so the new island tower too as well, which when you're inside there, it's beautiful. And that restaurant is incredible.
It's beautiful. I finally visited there. I hadn't gone over and for the past couple months, but I finally went over and had dinner.
Oh, you did?
We did, yeah. And it was absolutely phenomenal.
Cool.
It's you know how some people will hype things up and then you go and go, I'm not so sure. But this had such, and I've never been to Aulani, but I know the storytelling of Aulani. This had a very Aulani storytelling feel to it. Also beautiful, and what you mentioned the hammock.
Yeah.
There's hammocks right outside of the tower with a direct view to Magic Kingdom. I mean, it is spectacular if you've not been over there.
That view, I think. I used to think the original Polynesian view, right? When you walk in through the main doors and you get that smell and you look out through the back and you could see Cinderella Castle. Here in the new Island Tower, again, the front parking, not a fan of. Once you disappear into the lobby.
I completely agree with you.
Itself.
Yes.
When you look out that view, because you're literally right on the water. Like you're right on the water. So you have this view where you could look over to the left, you could see the Grand, and then you see the Magic Kingdom, and then you see the Contemporary, and then you see the original Poly. So for me, that's my vote. It's officially cast. It is the Poly.
That's like a 20-minute dissertation about why you think Poly is the most romantic. But it's true, right?
We say we're going to make a fast show once I open my app.
But I have to agree with you on Polynesian, but I'm also going to throw out the Grand Floridian because, and I am going to go back a little bit pre-COVID to when they had the orchestra. I think it was so beautiful when they had that the orchestra on the second floor. Now there's the Enchanted Rose, which is just beautiful. So if we take out the orchestra and go into today's world, you've got Enchanted Rose, which is spectacular. Yeah. Just a beautiful experience. Plus you've got the pianist downstairs in the main lobby.
True.
My favorite restaurant at the Grand Floridian is Citricos. I haven't been to Narcoossee's for a long time. You just went to Narcoossee's though.
Yeah, it was nice.
If budget's not a challenge, right? And if there's no budget, I'm going to Victoria and Albert's.
Wow.
For Valentine's Day. Right? Get all dressed up.
You just jumped ahead to what's the romantic restaurant on
I like to jump ahead and keep us on
Disney
track,
vacation,
Derek.
and you said Victoria and Albert's.
I know, Victoria and Albert's.
So for those of you who may not be familiar with Victoria and Albert's, you might be like, what is that, some kind of a food court? Or what? No, it's where last time I checked, I think is it $299 per person?
I think so. It's
def-
Michelin rated. It's
Yes.
a Michelin resort, Michelin restaurant. I mean, it's I think one of the only ones of a few in Orlando, and it's absolutely beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
The menu is personalized to you, right? It's a very long experience.
It's like 3 to 4 hours.
Yes, it's a very long experience. One of my very good friends had gone and said they actually took a break in the middle of dinner, and the staff escorted them out this like side door to go watch the fireworks to take a break to stretch. And they were like, before we have your 15th course, let's go watch the fireworks. But they absolutely loved it. And so, is it a treat?
Yes.
And maybe kind of a one and done or special occasion, 10th, 25th anniversary or whatnot, or big birthday celebration. But I think it's absolutely elegant, and it's so nice to get dressed up and go out to a nice fancy dinner.
It is nice.
Yeah.
It is nice. We did it over
beautiful.
20 years ago.
Did you?
I think is when we went. It was back when it was, and I found my menu, and I'll have to see if I can find it.
You should put it up. Yeah.
To put it up there, it was for an anniversary trip. It was back when it was $99 a person.
That was pricey.
So it was $99, and then for $40 more, you got like a wine
pairing. Yeah.
Of course, with it. Now I think it's $299.
I think
person,
so.
And then the wine pairing is like $8.2 million. It's
8.2
something crazy, but it was.
Yeah.
Like you
It's
said,
great.
this is not like, hey, we're going to Disney World. What should we do next Thursday? I don't know. Do you want to go eat at Vicky and Al's? I mean, it doesn't happen like that. It's one of those where you're dropping, a tremendous amount of money. So it is a very special occasion.
Experience, yeah.
It's neat because it is one of the rare restaurants where you do have to get dressed up.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool.
You have to. There's a specific dress code too. But when you see the ladies walking around at the end of the night with a rose,
and their
they dined at Victoria and Albert. So
that is cool.
I would pick that one for my favorite resort restaurant, romantic wise.
What about Jeff? What about you?
Hoop-de-doo review.
Hoop-de-doo is a great one. I didn't even think of
Jeff, our
Hoop-de-doo.
producer, cameraman extraordinaire, has said that his most romantic place, I believe he's single now, is Hoop-de-doo review.
I love it. Go eat some fried chicken and, twirl your napkin around.
This was a hard one, though, because then the more I think about it,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking of people at home, too, as well, because I would look to say, God, but then there's Chico at Animal Kingdom. And
I
stuff.
forgot
Like you said,
Chico.
Narcoossee's is super, super cool,
Yes.
right on the water to watch the fireworks. Some people will say Ohana.
California Grill.
California Grill, that's like the standby.
Oh, you know what I just thought? Oh my gosh, now we're off on a tangent. Well, Topolino's in Riviera
see?
is gorgeous, but what's the one at it's not DVC, so I know we're talking DVC.
Coronado.
Yeah, that's
no, not hold on. Is it Toledo?
Toledo. It
looks
yes.
beautiful.
I've dined. And
Have you?
I have. It's absolutely beautiful. So if we're talking non-DVC,
Right.
Toledo is
Yeah.
amazing. It's gorgeous, but there's so many. There's just so many. So if you have a night out without the kids or you're doing something really special, just put it in the comments wherever you've been because there's just so many different areas to dine at. Even Flying Fish is beautiful.
Yeah, because we're not going to care. Like for this gift card, you could tell us your romantic restaurant if you want. It's fine. You could tell us your most romantic hotel. You could tell us your most romantic activity. We just want you to participate.
Where do you find the romance at Disney?
Because we're covering certain things that we like and we know
Yeah.
that a lot of people will have very, very different opinions, and that's what we love about it. So that's our...
So the restaurant.
That's the restaurant. Now, I want to touch on, and I want to go to what is the most romantic Disney theme park.
Oh, that's an easy
Who do
one.
I start with?
Me.
Okay.
Because it's so obvious, is it not? Epcot?
Yeah.
I think Epcot.
That's...
Put me in France at Epcot with a glass of champagne. I don't have a Valentine this year, so I'll take a Valentine too. But there you go. But I could just go have a great time by myself too.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I would say Epcot. What would you say?
That's a no-brainer. I mean, I'm going to say Epcot. Just because even at night when we left, when we left last week, and the spaceship Earth lights were on,
it's
the
spaceship
twinkling, and you're on your way out, but it's got that like final kiss goodnight to you, like on your way out,
and all the lights and the fire, the torches are lit, and all the countries are lit up.
And
there's
just strolling around.
Yeah,
there's nothing.
Especially
close.
if you wait for the crowd to kind of disperse. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. It's magical. Jeffrey, what about you? Blizzard Beach. Is that a theme park or a water park?
that's
just
a good one.
Push her down the slide and then go to Hoop-Dee-Doo. You might be single after this episode airs.
They're like, Jeff's wife is one lucky lady.
She's right.
So where are we going?
What a catch.
Get your swimsuit on. We're going to Blizzard Beach and Hoop-Dee-Doo.
Hoop-Dee-Doo for some fried chicken. Oh my God, that's just hysterical.
So that's a no-brainer. I mean, as nice as, some people, and I know, will say like, Hollywood Studios is neat at night and all that, which is fine. Yeah, it's
Magic Kingdom can be romantic at night too, but I got to give it. And Animal Kingdom, I think things at night is when it gets really. But Animal Kingdom, I wouldn't say because they close a little bit earlier.
Right.
It's still a
on
beautiful
the rare
park.
times it's open at night.
It's
that
beautiful.
Place is great. You get
It's
to go to
beautiful.
Pandora at night.
Yeah,
is awesome. And again, I would say it's hard not to pick the Magic Kingdom because again, that's what people think of. They're like, oh my God, I'm looking at the castle and the fireworks. My only problem is there's too many people.
There is a lot of people.
So it's too many people.
Yeah.
So any sort of like quote unquote romantic moment is you're getting hit in the shins with strollers. And
so true.
so
true.
that's the only thing that I would say, not the Magic
It's
Kingdom.
an engagement spot. You know, so Valentine's Day engagement spot in front of the castle, like it's just it's beautiful. Yeah. Can't beat that. Okay.
Okay. So now I was trying to think of something else, something different, which maybe I was thinking, how about what is a good romantic non-park Disney thing?
That's hard
to do. I'm literally scared to think what Jeff is going to respond. So can't wait. He's literally staring at me going, oh, you're not going to believe my answer. I'm going with, I will start and I will say a pontoon boat. Renting a pontoon boat.
Nice idea.
And now, yes, you might be thinking, oh, you got to rent it for the fireworks and they have a boat. No, I'm just talking about during the day. Right. I'm just talking about get a pontoon boat during the day, get lunch, say from either maybe the Grand Floridian, right? At Gasparilla Grill, you can have lunch. Go out on your very own pontoon boat.
You can take your lunch with you.
Yeah, you bring it on the boat.
Put back a little.
You're the driver,
picnic.
so it's not like it's awkward and weird with, there's Frank and he's driving you around.
Or Tiny Kate. That's an inside joke, sorry.
So I would say if you haven't done it, there's multiple places to do it. Yes, you could do it over on Crescent Lake. It's just not as good because it's just different than getting it
Wait, what's Crescent Lake?
The boardwalk. beach club, and then you could take it down the river to go to like the studios.
Yeah.
It's just not as like wow.
It's not as, I think, a big of an area, so you're kind
Correct.
of right. You've got a lot of other boats and traffic.
Taking it from the Grand,
Yes,
right,
this
when you
is the
take
one.
it and
Yes.
you're out on Seven Seas Lagoon.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
floating in front of Cinderella Castle, and you're driving it. So it's not like you're on the regular boat or
It's
on
just
a
you and
monorail.
your Valentine.
It's just you
Yeah.
and your Valentine, and you're just sitting there floating in front of Cinderella Castle, which is amazing. But then you also go, let's go over by the Contemporary. Then you go on Bay Lake.
Wilderness Lodge.
Then you go
Fort
Wilderness Lodge, Fort
Yeah.
Wilderness, that whole area there.
beautiful
So that's cool.
experience.
That is my pick for most romantic non-theme park activity.
Yeah. I love that.
What
I
about
think
you?
that's a great idea. There's so many to choose from, right? But if I have to kind of narrow it down, I'll narrow this one down. I could not narrow down the resort. If I have to narrow it down, I would say a stroll around the boardwalk area, like get a glass of wine or an ice cream, or
a good one.
you know, because there's so much energy and there's music, but you kind of, I think, have the best of both worlds, where you have a lot of the carnival games and kind of the fun entertainment,
Yeah.
but then you've got some nice little quiet spots too.
That's a good
You know,
one.
I think there's just a lot of romance there, and there's the hustle bustle, but then you've got those little quiet little paths as well.
There is.
So I would say the stroll around, go have dinner, and then take a nice walk around.
Well, you can have dinner,
Lagoon.
then you could get drinks at the boardwalk at the
Abracadabra bar. I love that.
Which is kind of cool. They've got very kind of
If you
different,
haven't visited the
unique drinks.
Abracadabra,
Oh, it's
that's a
cool.
wonderful bar, and I feel like people don't normally know about it. It's right when you walk into what's the Italian restaurant?
Yeah.
We had breakfast there.
Trattoria Fornio.
That's not how you say it, but you're on the right path. Something like that. Trattoria, the Italian
Forno,
restaurant,
yeah.
thank you, at Epcot, and go to the right, and that's where the Abracadabra bar is.
And it's
Boy,
right
our
there.
accents really stink.
I know.
Yeah, but that's a beautiful place. Flying Fish is a great
Plus,
place
it's
to
real
grab.
pretty with the cake bake shoppy
the
right
cake-
there
the cake
too as well, which is nice.
I love
which
cake bake.
I like it. So I would
Yeah.
even side with you, and I'm saying I like it more in line of what you're saying, just because you can go to. I would
Yeah.
have dinner not at Trattoria Fornio.
No, I wouldn't go there.
Go to the cake bake shop, have dinner.
Yep.
Because it's really, really pretty in there.
Beautiful.
And then have a drink afterwards,
Yep.
and then stroll
Yep.
while you can, and get to Jelly Rolls before they take
Before
it
they
down.
close. I didn't want to say it, but I know. Or have dinner at the Yachtsman Steakhouse. That's another good one, too, if you're looking for a steak. Like,
Yeah.
maybe go there, go to the bar that's right outside there first and have a nice little cocktail or whatnot. I just think there's so many great, unique areas
Around Crescent
there.
Lake.
Yeah, where it can be
that's
just
a
the
great-
two of you, or, you know, by yourselves, and then
Yeah.
and then with a lot of other guests as well. But I think it's great. And
That's
then
a good idea.
and then at some point you'll be able to see the fireworks, because I think it's over. Is it at the
yeah.
boardwalk? Or no,
At the boardwalk, you can watch it.
the boardwalk. You can watch the
Yeah.
Epcot fireworks.
Go all
So
the way down by Jelly Rolls, and then you could see the.
you can see the fireworks in there. Yeah, that would be
Boardwalk
my
fireworks.
pick.
It's a
But
good
there's
choice.
so many fun things to do.
What about you, Jeff? What's your favorite non-park thing to do?
Horseback ride at Tri-Circle D.
Yeah, that is kind of romantic.
That kind of is. It's kind of a good, and plus you're right there at the Hoop-de-Doo, so you could
That's
park
what
your
I was
horse,
thinking, yeah.
go right to Hoop-de-Doo. It's not a bad idea.
All right,
He
horseback riding.
kind of redeemed himself on that one. Nice.
You
Jeff.
know what, though? I'm going to play off of Jeff for just a second. I don't think we've ever tagged off of Jeff's, because there's horse and buggy rides at the Fort Wilderness as well.
Oh, do they have those?
They have the
that's
horse
true.
and buggy rides, and those are very, very romantic.
That'd be a nice thing.
That's nice.
See? You
Someone
did good,
should take
Jeff.
me on a horse and buggy ride. Want to go do that?
We're off on Fridays.
We're off on Fridays, exactly. Let's go on a horse and buggy ride and then to Hoop-de-Doo. I think that sounds like a fabulous night. Yeah.
Well, I think you get the impression that there's obviously no lack of romantic things to do at Disney, which is funny. I'm just going to say this one time. When my wife and I, we got married at Disney
Yeah.
in 1996, so we obviously love it. We fell in love with it. At the time, it was before there was vloggers. It was before there were shows. It was before there was like websites.
internet.
For God's sakes. We didn't have plumbing. It was
There were no
insane.
TVs.
No TVs. But we would say to each other and say, God, people don't get it.
Yeah.
Like they don't get Disney like we get it.
Yeah.
Like we loved to come down here even before we had kids, just because it was always a slam dunk, and you could
Yeah.
find those moments, whether it's laying by the pool or watching the fireworks and all that. And we're like, how come no one ever came out with a book like, you know, Walt Disney World for couples? Like it was one of those things. One of those ideas that you always think of, and
Yeah.
sure enough, years later, it
Someone
came out.
wrote it.
A big old
Not you.
success of a
Yeah,
book.
not you,
It
though.
wasn't me.
Not the DeBoers.
But
yeah.
that's what I love, to be able to talk about stuff. Like, yeah, it's always fun to talk about the newest rides
Yeah.
and the newest theme parks, and this is coming and that's coming. But Disney Vacation Club member, you said it perfectly, Carrie, is that, we find joy in the stuff that doesn't have to necessarily have waiting in line. Stuff that you don't necessarily have to buy a Lightning Genie lamp plus or whatever they
or
are.
be at the park for 12 hours or rope drop to closing is fun. We've all
Those
done
are
it.
great.
But we know as DVC members and as Disney lovers that there's so many little best kept secrets around that not everybody can take advantage of because they're not coming back. If you're a
Yes,
DVC member,
that's
you know
perfect.
you're coming back, right? But our boss Kevin, he said something. We all had dinner a couple nights ago, and he got married here at Disney as well. And I love the word that he used, and I think that this is the perfect word to describe Disney, kind of from a romantic standpoint. He said, because somebody said, Kevin, I can't believe you got married at Disney, and he said, we were charmed by it. We were just charmed by it. And we don't use that word charming or charmed by something anymore, but I completely agree with him. There's a charm that's not. There's a little Prince Charming, but there's a charm that you don't find really anywhere else.
No, it's weird because it's true. That's a great point because it to me, it always has like you're in the bubble.
Yeah.
And we always talk about it. Everybody does. Oh, we're in the
bubble.
Disney bubble. But for people on the romantic side of things with a significant other, there's something that's so safe about once you know that you're in the bubble. That
true.
You do have the ability to do 20,000 things if you want. Like Carrie said, if you don't want to go, rope drop and do everything you can.
Sure.
But if you just want to sit at the pool all day, and
Go get a massage.
go get a massage.
Right.
Go do all that
Yeah.
stuff that you don't necessarily think of when it
Yeah.
comes to Disney.
Yeah.
So
Play tennis. They have the tennis courts,
Pickleball.
courts now. We rented bikes
oh yeah.
a long time ago at Saratoga Springs.
Oh, yeah.
Saratoga's another, I think, really romantic place too.
Yeah.
If you're an active couple and you want to go play tennis or rent bikes or something, there's just so much to do. And again, I feel like we're preaching to the choir that our audience members are going, we know. We
Yeah.
know Carrie Derrick, like we know. Yeah, there's so many wonderful
we know
things to do.
the Alani fans are screaming at the top.
They are. Rightly
We
so.
know,
Rightly
we agree
so.
with you, and rightfully so. But that's another great reason. Let us know why you're passionate about Alani.
Yeah.
Let us know why you're passionate about the Grand Cal.
Vero Beach, Hilton Head, yeah.
Hilton Head.
There's some
All
great
of
things
that.
out there too.
This
yeah.
was fun.
This was always fun with you.
This was fun.
Thank you for my chocolate.
Yeah, you're welcome. I will
Thank
be
you,
doing
Annie.
on Valentine's. I will be for the first time ever, kind of taking a non-Disney trip. Just
After we just
this
plugged
Friday.
the heck out of Disney for
We plugged the
Valentine's
heck-
Day.
because we just went last week.
Where are you
We just
going?
we're going to Hollywood, Florida. So I've never been
I did not think you were going to say that.
to Hollywood, Florida, because our friends are
Oh.
coming down from Indiana, our best friend since high
wonderful.
school, and he's got a hotel room, that 2-bed right
Wonderful.
next door. So we're going to try to do that on Valentine's Day. So again,
Okay.
I kind of mention that just because we don't know how quote unquote romantic it's going to be, or
Yeah.
anything like that. But that's where again that Disney bubble,
The bubble,
that security, you always feel like, oh, I know. I
You
can
know
find
it's gonna be
romance
great.
no matter
Yeah,
what.
you
I don't
know
know
it's
what I'm going to find in Hollywood, Florida.
Well, we don't know either, but good luck. Yeah, you're outside the Disney bubble.
I
for
bet you
that.
Jeff has some good ideas.
I
for
bet
me.
Jeff has some good stories. He's nodding yes.
So remember, let us know your Disney top picks
Yes.
for romance. Again, we started off with let us know your resort, but honestly, at this point, let us know your favorite restaurant. your-
But I also feel like too, I don't mean to confuse everyone, but if you met at Disney, if you found your spouse at Disney or got married at Disney, we love to hear those stories too.
love
Because
anything.
so many people met at Disney, got married at Disney. You know, it's such a special place.
It is, and that's why we love it, because your audience, that we are blessed to be able to have with each and every one of you. When you stop us and you see us at the resorts, when you stop us and see us in the parks, it's so sweet, and it means so much to us, because we feel like we do have a bond with you.
Yeah.
That we love just sharing. This is
fun.
I can't stress, like when we do this show, people ask me all the time, like, do you guys have a script? Do you guys have like we got a vague outline of, things that we quote unquote want to touch on, but not one thing do we know what the other person's going to say.
No, and I think that's what makes it so fun and just very spontaneous.
We wanted to make it sound like you're just hanging out with a couple of Disney loving people who brought their friend Jeff, who just wants to go to the hoop-de-doo. That's
Listen,
all
I like the hoop-de-doo too, and I'll go horseback riding. Yeah.
Info at worldofdvc.com.
Right.
Again, leave us those comments on the YouTube page too as well. We love seeing all those. And you could win a $100 Disney gift card.
Love
Come
it.
on.
Yeah.
You can't beat it. So this was great.
This was fun.
So thanks.
Thank you, Derek.
You're welcome.
Thanks to all of you as well. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy February. Second month of the year down.
I can't believe it.
And we're heading towards our 50th show soon. So stand by, because we may do something really spectacular for that. We don't know yet, though. Maybe there'll be a bungalow involved. Who knows?
When we say we have no idea, we legit
don't have any
no
idea.
So thank you guys for tuning in.
Yes.
As always, happy Valentine's Day to each and every one of you. Marissa, we can't wait to see you hopefully next month, where you'll be right back here in your spot. But again, thank you all for tuning in, and long-standing
tradition.
Romantic tradition.
Is this romantic?
I don't think so.
No. We'll make it romantic.
We'll
see you real soon.
Oh boy. Hey, where's Minnie?
It starts with a spark, alive in our hearts, a chance to build your legacy. To go to magical places with smiling faces and value and trust you can see.